should have been dead. Since he didn't, then there must be something else, and maybe there's still more for me to learn. What is my purpose of having the story? He gave me the story. I was the third child of 6 children. My mom was an Irish Catholic, and my dad was a Marine Corps sergeant. So we were raised up in the Catholic Church and went to Catholic schools. And my faith was based on my parents' faith all my life. And I really didn't even know that much about the Bible, just whatever I had been taught in schools and classes, and got married to my first husband. And so we had battles with our religions. Finally, we just put God aside and to keep from fighting. But after about 21 years, we divorced. And so after I got divorced, I started reading the Bible. I found amazing wonders in the Bible, and my eyes were opened up to it. My husband, Phil, and I, we've been married 20 years now. Back when we were first dating, he's the one that led me more to Christ and me developing my own faith. We shared scriptures and wrote letters back and forth. It was so helpful at that time, and had enough of the knowledge of Jesus Christ in me that when a tragic thing happened to me and my daughters, it helped during that time. My daughters and I were kidnapped by these 2 guys. They had handcuffed myself and my second daughter to the floor of a bed and raped my oldest daughter, and then again on my second daughter. During that time, we started praying the Lord's Prayer over and over and over, hundreds of times that night, because we knew nothing else to do. And it was an unimaginable occurrence. It's like doesn't happen to people that are just ordinary people, and you don't even know how it's going to end. During all the time that I was laying on the floor and just saying the Lord's Prayer over and over, and the part about forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us, I'm thinking, Lord, these people are really trespassing against us, but I can't believe you mean I'm supposed to be forgiving them. You are going to have to help me. I kept thinking, I don't know what my purpose is in this. I don't even know how they can leave me here. They had tied me up on the bed and took their handcuffs with them. He cut my throat and had started here and came across all the way, and I couldn't believe he was doing that. It's like, I thought he was just going to scare me, but he really cut it, and he started again and started to cut again, and I said, stop. The sounds and the smells and the taste of all of that, and it's like I had never thought anything like that would happen in my life. He said it would take about 4 to 7 minutes just to bleed out and be dead, and I said, are you going to kill my daughters too? And he nodded his head yes, and I thought about my son. It was just unbelievable to me that was going to be the end, and I didn't understand anything that God was doing at the time. I thought, I'm just now learning about you, God. I just don't understand any of this. And then the next thing I knew, there was a loud explosion on my head. He busted a wooden kitchen chair over my head, but at the time I thought I was shot. And so I was waiting and waiting for the Lord. I was waiting for the white tunnel, the light, the things you've heard people say. I thought, well, my hope was gone from this world, and I would move my hope to the next world. And I thought, well, at least I will be on the other side. When my daughters, I will help them come through too. Lord, if there was anything left to hope for, my biggest desire was for the truth. It's like, I hope every word in that Bible is true. And as I laid there and waited for death to come, and I was waiting for it, I heard a voice It wasn't an audible voice, but just kind of in my head and in my heart that said, go. I have no strength left. I can't do anything. I just don't understand. Get up and go. Get up and go. Do one more thing for your daughters. If I can do one more thing for my daughters to save them, I will. Each of the guys was getting in a vehicle with my daughters and were fixing to leave. I had to wait for them to leave before I could go get help. Went outside and downstairs and asked for help, but the cops came immediately. They were there, an ambulance was there immediately, and I couldn't believe stuff was happening so fast and that I was still alive. I kept thinking I would drop dead any minute, and I was trying to tell them everything I knew about these guys, the cars they were in, where they were headed, because they had told me some of these things where they were going. We had gone through some counseling and therapies and stuff, and I kept trying to think. I didn't know what that had to do in my life and what lesson I could learn from it, and I finally settled on the fact that it was a faith, hope, and love story. And I kind of just set it aside and boxed it all up. After about 10 years, we started coming to this church here in Fellowship and loved the church. We just kept coming over and over, and really it didn't matter who was speaking, what preacher was up that Sunday or whatever. It just kept speaking to my heart, and started reading again and started learning God's Word all over again. What I've learned, so many scriptures would speak to my heart about what my story was about. And even if you're just covered by the blood, isn't always a bad thing. That's exactly what we needed to have happen to us. And you have to get to the bottom of yourself. You have to get to your impossible for God's possible to start happening. Nothing was going to happen that I thought I could do anything on my own. Since coming to Fellowship, growing deeper in my relationship with Jesus, I found out how important that was. We've joined community groups here. We've also teach the toddlers, love their mission statement for the children's ministry. Really got to my heart, and I'm concerned about the next generation, and in my own family. Every day I will send out Bible verses to my children and grandchildren and my nieces and nephews. I never have quite figured out why I didn't die or why God left me here. Every day I try to figure that out, and there is a reason. I was given the story and a reason maybe to share it. But God knows, and He has a purpose and a plan, and I'm here just to share it, see where that takes me.